Hi guys, so this is my second attempt at this video because my first attempt, my mic was not on, but I'm going with the flow here right now. Good morning. I woke up late because I have had an interesting few days of not enough sleep. Today's a lot of background noise because I'm using my AirPods, so no, yeah, earpods. And so it's going to pick up a lot more noise around me, and I apologize for that. I'm going to try and make it as soft as and peaceful as possible. So my results came in for my autism test, and the score was 170 over 200. Now, the score doesn't really matter in terms of the way that the test is done, because it's to look at where I need the support, because we went realizing that I am autistic. The part that surprised me was she showed me the chart, my therapist. It was how much I was on the neurodivergent side of the spectrum and how little was on the neurotypical side. I didn't think it would be that much. And that surprised me, and it shocked me. And that also made me realize just how much of my life I have spent masking. And when I talk about masking, I'm talking about not just putting on a face, but more importantly for me is minimizing my needs as a way to be able to support my own needs, because I didn't have the support I really needed at that point in time. I didn't have people I could rely on, people who were understanding. In fact, I'd say they were just the opposite. They were not very receptive or welcoming of the kind of person that I was, or different that I was. And so my way of coping and learning how to cope with it and sort of just surviving through it was to mirror the person in front of me. That's another thing I realized. Like I've not just minimized my needs, but also mirrored the person in front of me constantly, in conversation, in just engaging with them in life. And to a point where I suppressed a lot of what I would like what I would like my life to be, what my goals are, or just the way that I am, the way that I would probably behave in a situation, how I would interact with people, like all of that. And so I guess now begins the journey of realizing and discovering the shade and the tint of the spectrum that I fall on. And that's going to be a fun little exploration, excavation over the I guess rest of my life. But at least for the next year, it's just going to be, the focus is going to be on what do I actually need. Like a simple thing, like for me, I realized like I cannot deal with too many senses. Like I mean, it can be intense. Where I'm staying right now is particularly intense for me to stay, but in a few months we'll be moving, hopefully, to another place where it's quieter, you know. I would love to see what difference that makes. But even little things like when people would say, "Look at me when I'm talking to you," it was so hard for me, because it's like I can do either one of those. I can either look at you or I can listen to you. Don't make me do both. The energy that it takes to look at somebody when they're talking to you as an autistic person is insane. the ways that I've masked, the ways that I've like minimized my needs, the ways that I have, and specifically minimized my needs so I could support it because I didn't have people I could rely on. And I'm not just talking about like even emotional, like one of the things like in when I talked about mirroring, the way that I learned what certain expressions were was I started mirroring them just to see what it would feel like for me, but I still don't know what it feels like. I still don't. So I have trouble processing emotions. The alexithymia is real. It wasn't in my imagination. It wasn't realizing how many of those things that I was told was in my imagination, was in my mind. Wasn't. It was real. The fatigue was real. The fatigue of having to mask was real. And so I guess I'm going to have to, like, even just at night, like, I can't sleep because all of these, like, little bursts of memories, and it's so vivid. It's so vivid. I didn't even realize that was an autistic thing. It's just how vivid your senses can be. But it was so vivid, the ways that I masked, the times in which I didn't get to voice what I needed. And it still baffles me. It still annoys me. So I'm making lists like of things I needed, the ways I minimize my needs. Actually, also beginning a list of looking at what did I actually need. You know, I needed low lights. I needed softer beds and pillows. Like I feel like I need a couch that just swallows me up. The one thing I did invest in as soon as I got my diagnosis was a weighted plushie. I can't wait to see it. Thinking about a name, I'm not sure yet, but it's like I need that. Like my body needs it. And the thing is that it's not just that it was in my mind or it was a neuro thing, but it actually does affect your body. It's like the ways that I have masked, just little things like my shoulders are like this almost all the time, even when I'm sleeping, because of how intense and vivid the senses are, even at night. It's a little better, but it's still that. Explain a lot of the jaw ache and the neck ache, the backache. Explained why I walked the way I did. The thing is that even if it's in the mind, there is a reaction in the body. There is a way that the results show up in the body. And you can push your mind, but you cannot push your body the same way. The body will give out if it is not supported. And that's what I'm learning right now. And so now I'm starting to look at how can I support my body. You know, I've lived so long on cortisol and adrenaline. This is now my new area of self-interest, special interest, not self-interest, special interest. But it's to look at how much I've been on cortisol and adrenaline, and now to really have those little moments of like noticing when things make me angry, things that make me really go, or moments of joy. Like I'm making lists, like I'm making a serotonin list and a melatonin list and a dopamine list, making lists of things that were not fun being undiagnosed. I'm looking at things that were actually fun for me, like things that I actually enjoyed, like because those were little moments of neurodivergence that no one else had. Like I didn't require engagement with anybody. Like one of the things from burnout is realizing like not I didn't just lose like skill regression. I didn't just lose the capacity to do the things that I could do, but that I didn't really want to, but also the things that I could, that I enjoyed. I gave up and I can't do that again. Do that right now. I literally don't have the capacity to do it. Hopefully I can find it again, but right now I don't have that. So it's little things like that that I'm discovering. And I'm probably going to be sharing a lot about it in this series. Because till now, all of that has been pretty toxic. And what I would like to do is to shift to something that is more salubrious. Salubrious is the opposite of toxic. It is that which heals of mind and body. When I chose the name, I don't know why I chose it, but like now when I'm getting to the meaty part, I'm sharing more and I'm diving deeper into this, I'm realizing I just want things that are healing for me, that are nourishing for mind and body. And part of it is the diagnosis. Today's a little bit windy. I think all my videos are going to be windy now, but I'm going to try and put more and more of my thoughts into a little book my friend bought me for my birthday. And I've been writing like things that, like little autistic joys. Just having little, bubbles of serotonin around me. Yeah, it's a lot to do. I don't know what my life is going to look like now because this has changed things for me. Realizing that I don't have the same goals even the goals were mirrored. The goals, the way I worked was mirrored. Everything was mirrored. That really learning who I am and how I function. Oh, it's going to be interesting. It's going to hit upon a lot of little areas of unconscious bias that I have in my world towards me. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride. I hope you guys stick around. I'll try not to make it so boring, but my face doesn't make much expression right now because I'm still in a bit of like a so simple thing. Okay, I still like to flap my hands, and I still do. I only do it in my room. I don't do it in front of people. I used to do this a lot to stop myself from flapping. And I used to do this a lot to stop myself from stimming, from shaking, from like swaying from side to side or front to back. Yeah, I'm going to be making little lists and putting it out here so that you guys can. I'm also going to it's not easy to get autism tests, but if you would like to have a self-assessment, there is a particular test called the RADS, I think it's called. I'm going to put a link in the description so that you have that. And then you can then you can see whether you have it or not, if you're interested. So take care and see you next week. Bye.